everyone, my name is Erica Heisey. I am a yoga instructor with the City of Lenexa. I specialize in Hatha, Vinyasa, and restorative practice. But today, I'll be teaching a chair practice. It takes about 30 minutes to go through this particular chair practice. So, all you need is a chair with no wheels. You can also do this with a stool. It's a little bit easier to have a chair with a back to it, but if you don't have that, I can teach you either way, a stool or a chair. And then if you have a mat, great. If you don't, it's okay. You don't absolutely have to have one. I would suggest you take your socks and shoes off, and we can get started. Go ahead and find yourself at the very back of your chair, resting comfortably into the back. Sit up as tall as you can, and you can either sit in a queen's chair with your feet closer together, or in a king's chair with your feet parallel to the legs of the chair. Taking your hands, rest them gently on the tops of your thighs or tops of your knees. Close your eyes and tuck your chin just barely. Sit up tall and breathe. Take a big inhale. Hold your breath at the top. And exhale, sigh. Inhale. Hold your breath and let your rib cage flare out to the sides. Exhale, sigh. Inhale again. Hold your breath. Rib cage flare out. Sternum comes forward a bit. Exhale, sigh. On your next inhale, just take a gentle breathe in, pause, and sigh out. And pause. Inhale when you're ready. And exhale. Slipping into your Ujjayi breath, your ocean breathing, your Darth Vader breathing, kind of your typical yoga breath. This Ujjayi breath helps you ground down. Feel firm through your feet. Maybe wiggle your toes and set the ball mounds of your feet down, the heels of your feet, and then let your toes come back down. Keep breathing at a steady rate. And take a minute here to set an intention for your practice. If this is your first time to chair practice, maybe your intention is just to stay along with me. If this is your multiple time, your 100th time to a chair practice, maybe there's one particular pose you'd like to work on. And maybe today you're just here to breathe. And you inhale, gently open your eyes, bring yourself back into your space, and come forward to the very front of your chair, sliding yourself forward. Make sure your feet are grounded into the ground. You're sitting up tall, your hands are on your knees. As you inhale, I want you to shift your weight to your right hip, back to your tailbone, kind of coming around your chair, over to your left and forward. Don't worry about where your shoulders go or even the top of your rib cage, the top of your core. I want you to keep this from belly button down. We all sit in kind of a bowl, a pelvic bowl, if you will. So I want you to think about this bowl rocking forward, tipping to the side, tipping back, over to the left, over and over and over. Keep your breath moving. The sun decided to come out right as I opened my eyes. So you might see a bit of a glare there. Welcome the sun. Good, pause where you are and go the opposite way. Reversing yourself. Kind of unwinding a bit. And feel free to move organically. Maybe your hands are moving, maybe your shoulders are kind of shrugging. There's really nothing wrong you could do in this pose. Just keep breathing. Okay, pause through the middle and sit up really tall. Bring your chest forward on your inhale. Lift your chin, arch through your back, coming into a cow pose. Exhale as you take your chin to your chest. Take your shoulders and roll them forward. Let your shoulder blades go back. Your spine is rounded. Your belly button to your spine. Roll off the back of your tailbone. Inhale up to your cow pose. I'll show you from the side, really arching up through your back, maybe pulling your elbows back, looking up. And exhale as you round, pulling everything in, making your inside of your body look like a C. Inhale, lifting up to your cow. Over exaggerate as much as you want. Exhale, tuck everything in into cat. Good, inhale one more time through cow. Exhale to cat. Good, inhale, come back up to the front of your chair, sit up tall. We're gonna drop our shoulders down. Bring your chin to your chest. Pretend you have a little lime or a lemon underneath your chin. And just bring your chin down to your chest. Shoulders are back. Feel a nice gentle stretch through your neck. Search for some tension throughout your body. Probably, if you're like any human, you've got a little tension through your shoulders, through your neck. As you breathe, let that tension just kind of drip down your arms. As you inhale, start to organically drag your chin over to your right collarbone, looking off your right shoulder. And exhale, drag your chin across your collarbones over to the left, lifting your chin parallel to the ground and looking, stretching through the right side of your neck. Exhale and repeat this a couple of times. Moving with your breath, organically just moving to what feels good. Everyone has different anatomy through their neck, through their shoulders, maybe previous injury or you just slept wrong will determine how far your range of motion is today. Good. One more. And hang out in the center here. Dropping your chin. Shoulders are back and down. Sit up tall. Belly button into your spine. Inhale as you pull your chin level with the ground. Exhale and sigh. Focusing on your right shoulder. I want you to bring that up, back, and down. Let your shoulder blades slide down your spine. Inhaling up, back, and down on your exhale. Inhale. Good, switch to your left shoulder. Inhale, up, back, and down on your exhale. And feel free to take your hand wherever your elbow, your hand kind of leads you. Maybe you want to just drag that hand down, get a full range of motion. Maybe you're working through an old injury. You'd like to kind of protect that elbow and wrist as your shoulder moves around. Good, and then add the shoulders together, up, back, and down. Hands again go wherever they need to. Every body is different. Every body looks different in yoga. So, do what feels best. Good. Come back to center. On your inhale, you're going to sweep your arms up. Exhale to take your right hand down to the side. Grab the side of your chair and reach up with that left hand. Keep that left hip down on the ground or down on your chair. And then you're going to lean to the side. Don't worry about how far your lean is. Just make sure you can feel it from the rib cage to your hip. You're going to have a little extra length if you can reach tall and then lean. Breathing here, maybe you're bending your right elbow a little deeper. Pull your belly in, try not to arch your back. And inhale, lift up, bring your right arm with you, and we'll switch and do the opposite side. Take your left hand down to the chair, grounding through that hand. Reach up through your right hand, sink your right hip, and lean to the side. Now make sure your shoulder doesn't come up with and you're kind of crunching into your ear. Drop your shoulder and pinch your forearm in. Breathe. Belly button still in, sitting tall, maybe bending through that left elbow a bit more. Good, inhale, come back to center. And exhale, open twist to your right. Take your right hand back, trying to mirror y'all. Take your left hand to your right knee and your right hand behind you. Sit up tall, belly button in, drop your shoulders, gentle twist. Good, inhale, lifting up as you come through the middle, both hands reaching. And exhale, open to your left side. Your left hand will go back, your right hand pushes the outside of your left knee. Make sure your left knee doesn't cave in. Sitting up tall, belly in, shoulders dropped. Maybe you're looking over your left shoulder. Just breathe. And on your next inhale, I want you to bring everything back around to the center. Reach your hands up and exhale your hands to heart center. Take your hands down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge forward. Bring your hands as far forward as you can. Hands will reach for the ground. Maybe your head is lifted up above your heart if you have some high blood pressure irregularities. If not, feel free to tuck your chin to your chest and fold. Breathe through the back of your body, expanding your rib cage out wide. And an inhale to half lift. You're going to lift your toes off the ground. And exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep your arms out to the side, sit up tall. Exhale your hands through heart center. Okay, we'll do it again. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hinge forward, reach as far as you can, fold. Inhale to half lift, sternum lifts, you're pressing through your heels, engaging your inner thighs. Exhale to fold. Inhale, pull your belly up, reaching up through your arms. Exhale your hands to heart center. Good, take your hands down. And inhale, bring your arms out to the side, let your hands face forward. As you exhale, take your right arm under your left, winding up your arms. Connect at your elbows and then wind your arms up, reaching your elbows to the height of your chin. If this is not accessible in your shoulders this morning or today, you want to take your hands and rest them on top of your shoulders and then lift your elbows to the height of your chin. Do yourself a favor, don't keep lifting your chin because then you have to keep lifting your elbows and it's a whole mess. So chin is parallel, elbows are thrusting forward. Feel the stretch through your back body. Stay here or take the option to fold, bringing your arms down into your lap. Or if you have range of motion throughout your hips, let your arms go between your knees and breathe. Tuck your chin. Good, inhale, pull yourself back up. Exhale to unwind your arms. We'll do the other side. Inhale big here. Exhale, your left arm goes under your right. Connect with your elbows. Wind your arms up. Take your option to set your hands on your shoulders if you need. Stay here. Or take your option to fold forward, either resting your elbows on your knees or coming all the way through. Breathe. And inhale, pull yourself all the way up. And exhale. Inhale, and a big wide wingspan, and shift your arms so you're reaching up. Your fingers are wide, maybe even make a little claw hand. Work around your wrists a bit. Pop your knuckles. Make all the yoga sounds, right? And then reach out, shoulders are down. Exhale, pull down to a W. Your elbows are pulling together. Your shoulder blades are trying to touch. Your hands are up high. Inhale, reach up to X. Exhale to W. Inhale, X. Exhale, W. Inhale, one more. Exhale, down. Okay, bring your hands down and shrug your shoulders, either one at a time or together. You choose. Okay, we've got our spine, we've got our arms. Let's move to our legs, warm them up a bit before we get to a stand. So stay on the very front edge of your chair. Ground through your left foot. I know you can't see my feet very well. I'm sorry about that. Recording in my son's extra bedroom here. We had a child move out to go to college. So recording in a spare bedroom. So take your right foot forward. Your right heel is on the ground. Your toes are facing up. So I look like that, real flexed foot. You're resting on the ground. And you're going to hinge forward. Hands can stay on your legs or maybe come to your hips and start to hinge forward. Isolate this hamstring. If you notice your chest is starting to cave and you're starting to slouch, you can bring your left elbow down to your left knee, but don't dive down into that left shoulder. Really stay up tall. And then take your right hand, travel down your right leg, reaching for your toes or your shin, your ankle, your knee, wherever you can reach. This is pyramid. Get an inhale, pull yourself up to a seat and bring that right flexed foot, knee with you. Interlace your fingers, reaching through your crown, sitting up tall. Now, if this is not accessible, you can always reach underneath your knee and pull. Before COVID, before we could really not touch many things, I would use a strap here. If someone was trying to maybe rehab a hip, you use a strap, put it under your foot and pull. So roll your ankle here, both ways, the easy way, the awkward way. Listen for any pops and cracks. Maybe pop your toes, point and flex. Really warming up all of those leg ligaments and tendons. Good, and then reflex your foot. And we're gonna come over into a figure four. Either cross at your knee or cross at your ankles. It will determine, your hips will determine exactly how high you can bring that opposite foot. Make sure that your right foot is flexed, heading out towards the side. If you can see the sole of your foot, you're going to hurt your knee. So flex that foot, make sure you can't see the sole. Sit up tall, and you don't have to drop this knee, just let it gently come down. You can always have a hand here, or maybe you're starting up real high. Just breathe. Maybe it feels good to shift your weight a little from side to side. Usually this is the part of the class that takes about a full minute that we will stay in this form, because our IT band and our abductor muscles get real tight, especially if we're running a lot or walking, or even just walking your dog, cycling. Those IT muscles and our IT band and your abductor muscles really hug in to protect your joints. But then they get a little too tight and a little too short. So sitting here, usually I just tell a story to distract the class. Good, and then holding still. Coming out of this is probably the most important part. You're gonna take your right elbow, wrap underneath that knee, bring your foot square to the ground, and then gently drop that foot back down. So we'll switch legs. Take your left leg out, starting in that pyramid. So heel down, toes up. You might even just feel a stretch through your calf right here. Hands at your hips, and hinge forward, keeping your chest and your chin lifting, going forward. Again, take any variation. Maybe your right elbow needs to come down. Make sure you're not dipping down. Don't lose the integrity of your spine. And then reach your left hand down, maybe down to your knee or your shin or your ankle or your toes, isolating this hamstring. If you're a person that's hypermobile, try not to lock that knee back, going more inside out. Then inhale, pull your chest up, bring your left knee width, flex your left foot, wrapping your hands either in front of your shin or under your knee. And breathe. You're sitting up tall. Drop your shoulders and roll through your ankle. Go both ways. The easy way, the awkward way. And point and flex. Pop your toes, whatever it takes. Then come back to your flexed foot and cross either at your ankle, just let your knee drop out, or cross up tall on top of your knee. Again, watch your flexed foot, gently letting go of this left knee. Sit up tall. Maybe you want to shift, maybe not. Maybe you'd rather sit still and kind of hinge forward. Notice I didn't tuck my chin and fold, right? I'm still way up high. And just shifting left to right, right to left. Breathe deep. Opening our hips takes a lot of time, a lot of effort. We hold a lot of emotion in our hips. So a lot of times when I'm teaching this figure 4 and then going on to wide leg, I see a lot of unhappy customers because we hold a lot of grief and sadness and irritability and crabbiness in our hips. So when we start to open them, your face will emulate exactly how you feel about the pose. So just keep breathing. Good, holding still. Working on that dismount, take your left arm under your left knee, bring your knee up, square your foot with the ground, and then let your foot down gently. Good, as you inhale, I want you to walk your feet out, at least to the edges of your chair, maybe a little further, and you're gonna take your heels in and your toes out on both feet, and sit up tall. Make sure you're right at the edge, but you have enough real estate, you're not gonna fall off of your chair. And then bring your hands on the insides of your knees. Start to push your knees open. And then resting on your hands, so now you're just moved up to the top of your knees. Bring your shoulders up for the one and only time I ever let you bring your shoulders up in chair. And lean forward. So if you've ever played softball or baseball or t-ball, it's almost like you are standing in the outfield. Except if you've ever stood this wide, you know you're losing all of your power to take off quickly to go get a ball. So this is what I like to refer to as 4-year-old t-ball stance, because they're usually playing with the dirt and the grass and they're not watching the ball. So get into your 4-year-old t-ball stance, shoulders up high, leaning forward, pushing into your legs. Again, just opening those hips. And an inhale, sit up tall. Take your right elbow and come down to your right knee. And then reaching your left arm up and over. You can stay up tall, bringing your shoulders kind of stacked on top of one another. Or you can reach a little further with your right arm, hugging that forearm to your left ear. Good, inhale, reaching up and switch. We're gonna take our left elbow to our left knee and bring that right arm up. Stay up tall here, pulling your belly in, or pinching your forearm to your right ear, and breathe. And inhale, stand up, or sit up tall, sorry. And then take your right hand, keep it down on your knee. Sorry, I'm gonna take your right forearm back down to your knee, and we're gonna press your left hand into your left knee. Now you're gonna bring this left shoulder down towards the ground. So you're pushing your left leg away and giving a little twist through your spine. And inhale, sitting back up, and we'll switch. Take your left forearm down. Right hand pushes into right knee, right shoulder comes down towards the ground. Really twisting so your sternum is square to the ground. Good, inhale to sit up tall. Let your legs walk together, and we'll stand. So we're gonna start with some balance work. Come to the right side of your chair. We'll just do 2 exercises, tree, and my new favorite is tightrope. So you're gonna put all of the weight into your left foot. Raise your left toes, come forward so all of your weight is on that left foot. Notice I have not let go of my chair. And here, if you're on a stool, same thing. If you can just put maybe the edge of your leg against your stool, if you don't have a back to your chair, that extra support will help tremendously. You're gonna take your right leg and just kickstand it out to the side. This is tree. You can stay just as is. You're trying to get this right hip open, this right knee out to the side without dumping into this left hip. Stand up tall. Variations to tree include your right foot on your left shin, or reaching down and pulling that right foot up into your inner thigh. Pressing against. Just make sure you stay off of your knee joint. Staying here, now your options for your hands include right hand at your heart for prayer center. Maybe you lift your left hand to join. You can always lift your hands all the way up. Good, exhale, wherever you are, come down slowly. Make sure you have attached hand to your chair. Slide your right leg down and bring your knee forward. You're gonna take your right foot and step in front of your left foot, like as if you're on a tightrope. And you're not going to be touching heel to toe. There's about 2 inches between your foot, your heel, and your toe. And shift both feet, shift forward, so both feet feel weight. You would end up bending your knees a bit. I want you to take your inner thighs and squeeze them together, almost scissoring your legs together. Holding onto your chair, look down to the ground, let go of your chair. You're going to wobble a bit back and forth as your feet kind of kick in. Good, now close your eyes. Good, inhale to open your eyes. You could have stayed there for quite a while. I usually do. And then take your feet, just kind of kick them out. We're going to walk to the other side and do the same thing. So you're going to input all of your weight into your right foot and then kick open for your tree pose. Finding your variation. Left leg opens. Maybe you're coming up to your shin, maybe all the way up to your inner thigh. Press against your thigh and find either some work with your hands. My pants are slippery. I have to go down to my shin today. So maybe you're working with a hand here. Maybe you want to take one hand up and keep one hand on the chair. Maybe you can bring both hands to heart center and grow both of your branches up. This is a pose that, again, looks different on every single body, and everybody's balance is a little different. In fact, I have yet to meet someone who says, I have perfect balance. Okay, come out of this, slide your leg down and bring your knee forward, feeling a little internal rotation in your hip. Take your left foot in front of your right, bring some weight down into both of your feet. You're gonna bend your knees just a little, engage your inner thighs, pinch them together. Let go of your chair, hands come in front of you, stare at the floor, wobble side to side on your feet, and then close your eyes. Take the challenge. Going further in this challenge, I offer to have my students lifting their left foot off the ground and then closing their eyes. Good, inhale, open your eyes. And I'm gonna move my chair. You guys don't have to. You can come right directly behind your chair. I'm gonna move my chair so you can see me from the side for this warrior series. So take your chair, and if you have a mat, bring it to the very front of your mat. If you don't have a mat, just take your chair and stand directly behind it. Make sure that you are not gonna lift a knee and kick the back of your chair. Again, if you have a stool, that's fine. You don't have to have the back of the chair. I can teach you both ways. So inhale to sweep your arms up. Exhale to hinge at your waist and forward fold, either to the top of your chair or to your stool. And then you're going to step your feet back all the way to the back of your mat, or again, if you don't have a mat, you are lifting your tailbone straight back, your legs are straight, your arms are straight. Pull your belly button in, looking down. This is downward facing dog, a variation of it. And then your inhale, lift your chest and step forward. Coming into your warrior two, your back foot is going to open parallel to the back of your mat or to your back wall. You're gonna bend through your right knee and you're gonna open that right knee to the back of your mat, making sure that you're engaging this right quad. Your hips and your shoulders are facing the left long edge of your mat, and you open your arms. Make sure you're not lifting up or doing this with your hands. You're coming straight out of your shoulder sockets and looking over your right hand. Strong through your legs. You decide how far this knee needs to bend. And make sure you're not leaning either forward or back. Inhale to reverse your warrior. Flip your right hand and go backwards, letting your left hand go down your left leg. Right hand comes up high. Good, exhale, come back to your warrior two. Inhale to straighten your right leg, move into triangle pose. Reach forward with your right hand, let your left hip go back. And you're gonna take your right hand down to the stool or chair and lift your left arm up. Keep breathing. Inhale, leave your legs how they are. Reach your arms back up to the horizon. And then flip your right hand and reverse your triangle. Legs have not changed. Your hip has to shift under just a little to give you a little more length down that left leg. Breathing deep. Good, inhale, come back to warrior two. Your right hand will be on your chair. Your right knee is bent. Bring your left hand around at the same time you lift that back left heel and spin around. So all 10 toes are facing forward. Your right knee is bent, your left leg is straight, left heel is high. Your shoulders are over your hips and you're reaching up maybe one hand at a time. Maybe both hands come up. Finding your balance in your high lunge or high crescent or crescent moon. So many names. Good, exhale, hands down. And you're gonna bunny hop your way forward, bending through that back knee and bringing yourself back up to a standing position. Good, stay there. I'm gonna shift my chair so I don't have my back to you. So we'll do the left side. So inhale, sweep your hands up. Exhale, forward fold, stepping your feet back to the back of your mat, or at least far enough back from your chair that your hips are lifting up and straight back, your legs are straight. If you cannot get your legs straight, it's okay. Stay here with a bent knee. Reach your arms straight. My fingertips are on the chair. Inhale to lift up and bring your left foot with you. Open that right foot, coming into your warrior two. So now, bending your left knee, your hips and your shoulders have opened to the right edge of your mat, and you're reaching out. Breathe. Inhale to flip your left hand and reverse your warrior. Your right hand goes down, left hand reaches up. Your hips have not changed. Your legs have not changed. Inhale, back to your warrior two. Exhale as you sink. Inhale to straighten your left leg, heading to your triangle. So this time, taking your hand down and as far forward as possible as you let your right hip go back, and then reaching your right hand up as your left hand comes down to your stool or chair. You can also reach your hand down to the inside of your shin. Your obliques are working, your core is working, your hips are still broad, your shoulders are still broad. Stay open to that right side of your mat. Good, inhale, legs stay how they are. We're going to reverse this triangle. Right hand goes down, tuck this right hip in just a little. Lift your left hand up and breathe. Good, exhale your way back to your warrior two. Hands reach the horizon and bend through your left knee. Bring your left hand down. Right hand comes around as your right heel lifts up and starts to turn, so your hips are square to the back of your chair. Right leg is straight, left knee is bent. Inhale as you come up to your high crescent. Again, one hand, or maybe you want to play around with the other hand. If your shoulders have limited range of motion, you can come out forward or out to the side. Good. Everyone bring your hands down to your chair, bend your back knee, and bunny hop your way forward. Coming back to the back of your chair, stand tall and feel free to kick your legs out a bit. And we'll come back to our seated position. Normally in an hour class, I would teach quite a few variations of all of those poses or go a little deeper into side angles. But we've got limited time today. So we're gonna sit down, come to the front of your chair. We're gonna close up with a couple cat-cows just to reset our spine a bit. Inhale as you put your hands on your knees and pull your chest forward, lift your chin. Exhale, round through your back, coming into that cat pose. Maybe you're pushing your hands a little further past your knees. Inhale up for your cow pose. Exhale, back to your cat. Good, one more. Inhale up and exhale. And inhale to come up tall. Shoot yourself all the way back to the back of your mat. Sitting up as tall as you can. Bring your hands down onto your knees. Bringing your pointer finger and your thumbs together for a wisdom mudra or wisdom hand seal. And close your eyes. Tuck your chin just a little. Take a big deep breath in. Hold your breath at the top. And exhale, sigh. Inhale. Hold your breath. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Drop your hands down to the sides of your chair, keeping your eyes closed. Inhale and lift your arms up above your head. Bring your fingertips to a touch. Exhale as you bring your hands down to heart center. With your eyes closed and your chin tucked, take a deep breath in. And exhale, sigh. Thank you all. I always close my class by saying the following phrase. If you can't find the good, you can always be the good. Namaste.